Alexander Reed was the kind of man who had it all: wealth, power, and charm. As the CEO of Reed Enterprises, he ruled the corporate world with an iron fist and a calculating mind. But in matters of the heart, Alexander had always been reckless, particularly when it came to one person, Emily Lawson, his college sweetheart and first love. They had parted ways years ago, and the wound had never fully healed. So, when Alexander saw Emily at a high-profile charity gala, dressed in an elegant emerald gown and smiling at another man, something in him snapped. He needed to prove something, not just to her, but to himself. He needed to show that he had moved on, that he was untouchable, successful, and unavailable. But there was a problem. Alexander didn't have a girlfriend, and so the plan was hatched. He needed a fake girlfriend, someone stunning, confident, and believable enough to make Emily regret leaving him. Enter Sophie Carter. Sophie was an ambitious photographer with a sharp wit and an independent streak that could rival Alexander's own. When Alexander approached her with an offer, a hefty sum to pose as his girlfriend at the gala and a few business dinners, Sophie laughed. "You want me to pretend to be your girlfriend? For money?" "Yes," Alexander said, dead serious. "Think of it as professional acting. Only the role is a bit more personal." Sophie agreed, mostly for the money but secretly curious about the enigmatic CEO who expected perfection at every turn. Their first rehearsal was awkward. Alexander, used to controlling everything in his life, found it difficult to act naturally. Sophie, on the other hand, refused to be intimidated, teasing him whenever he stumbled. Yet, when they arrived at the gala together, their chemistry was undeniable. Cameras flashed, whispers circled, and Emily, oh, Emily, couldn't take her eyes off them. As the evening unfolded, Alexander realized that pretending was harder than he thought. Sophie's laughter felt real, her smile felt warm, and her opinions challenging. She didn't just follow his lead, she questioned him, pushed him, and, slowly, she began to see past the carefully curated walls he had built around himself. Days turned into weeks, and their staged relationship continued. Lunch meetings became late-night walks, staged hand-holding became spontaneous touches. Alexander found himself laughing more, feeling more, and thinking about Sophie in ways that had nothing to do with the plan. But complications arose. Emily, noticing the chemistry between Alexander and Sophie, decided to step back, claiming she was busy with her career. Alexander, instead of relief, felt a pang of jealousy. The realization hit him like a thunderbolt. He was no longer trying to impress Emily, he was falling for Sophie. The turning point came one evening during a charity auction. Alexander, dressed impeccably, held Sophie's hand tightly as they watched a rare painting go under the hammer. When the final bid ended, Sophie's eyes sparkled, not at the art, but at Alexander. And at that moment, Alexander knew. The fake relationship was over. This wasn't an act anymore. He turned to her, his voice uncharacteristically soft. "Sophie, this wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to feel anything." Sophie looked at him, her expression calm but unwavering. "Alexander, maybe you weren't pretending as much as you thought." The truth hung between them like a fragile glass ornament. For the first time, Alexander didn't have a plan. He didn't have a strategy. He simply had to be honest. "I'm in love with you," he admitted, almost in a whisper. "And I don't care if it's messy, complicated, or unexpected. I want this, us. Real." Sophie's lips curved into a smile, the kind that lit up rooms and melted hearts. "Then don't overthink it. Let's figure it out, together." And so, what started as a calculated ploy to impress an ex became a love story neither of them expected. Alexander learned that no amount of money or power could replace the warmth of genuine connection. And Sophie learned that even in the world of billionaires and high-stakes games, love could be found in the most unexpected places. In the end, Alexander didn't just win back a semblance of pride or satisfaction, he found something far more valuable, a heart willing to love and be loved, without pretense, without strategy, and without fear. And as they walked hand in hand out of the gala, the city lights twinkling around them, Alexander realized that some of life's greatest risks weren't calculated. They were felt. The end.